Welcome. Today we will be seeing how to add Cinder backend to Platform9 OpenStack controller and also go ahead and configure Solidfire. What I have here is my private cloud with 4 hypervisors already added to it. The first thing I would do is to add an image library or a grants role to one of the hypervisors, and this is where images are hosted, from which you will be able to create a VM. So let's go ahead and select one of the hosts and add the image library. To do that, I use the edit button, go to the image library tab and choose a path where the images are stored and also choose the IP endpoint for it. Now, if we go back to the infrastructure page, you will see that the glance role is being applied. Going to the images tab, you will be able to see the list of images that's present, and you can see that there is a Cirrus image. Now I can create a VM using this image. Let's go ahead and do that. I click on the instances tab, go to the new VM instance button, select the source as image, the image that we already saw there. Choose one of the flavors, choose the network that you require. Let me choose VIR BR0 and give the VM a name. Let me say VM01. So as you can see, the VM is now being created. In the meantime, let's go to the Solidfire UI and take a look at it. So if you look at this, you can see the list of volumes present here. So once we configure Solidfire and add a new volume, you should be able to see a volume up here under here. And the configuration settings that needs to be done for Solidfire are few. You can go to cluster settings, and these are the only IP addresses that we have internally set. There's a management IP on which you can reach, which is also the ip.solidfire.net DNS. Let's go back to Platform9 UI. As you can see, the VM has come up. Now let's go back to the infrastructure page to configure Cinder or block storage role onto one of the hypervisors. Let's do the same exercise that we did for glance. Click on the actions tab, click on the block storage tab and say yes. Here you can select different type of drivers that you need Cinder to work with, and let's go with Solidfire. So as you can see, the configuration options that are required for Solidfire are specified here by Cinder. So what happens is when you specify all these configuration options, the Cinder conf gets changed, modified to reflect Solidfire credentials. So let me give the credentials that have been set up for Solidfire. And what I have done now is asking Platform9 to go ahead and install block storage onto that particular hypervisor. You can see the status by going back to the infrastructure page. You can see that block storage has now been configured. Now we can go ahead and create volumes. So to do that, click on the volumes and snapshots button, select the create new volume, give it a name, say clunky, and I shall choose 2 GB as the size. So you can create a particular volume from a set of sources. When I select none, I mean I create a raw volume. You can create a volume from a snapshot or from another volume that's present. You can also create a volume from a glance image. So for now, let me keep it as none, which means I would create a raw volume. Here you can mention key value pairs or tags, and this can be used to aggregate, segregate volumes. So as you can see, the volume is being created and now it's moved back to available. So let's go back to the Solidfire UI and quickly check out the list of volumes present. And you can see 1312 that a 2.1 gig volume has been created. So this has been done through Cinder. Now let's go back to the instances page. We can go ahead and attach this volume. So click on the VM01 button, click on the Manage Volumes button, and in the attach volume page, you will be able to attach the list of volumes that are available. Before doing this, let me go ahead and show you the VM itself. I click on the console button, and you can see that the VM is booted up. Let me log into the VM. As you can see, there is just a dev/VDA mapped. This is nothing but the hard disk. So we can also do a def -k to show you that /dev/VDA1 is nothing but the root partition. So now let's go back to instances and map this particular volume. So if you go back to the volume and snapshots page, you can see that the volume is being attached, and within a few seconds it will change to in use. And there you go, it has already changed to in use. What this means is it has been attached to the particular VM and it can be found at dev vdb. Let's go back to the instances page, the VM console, and you can see D messages showing that there's a new PCI link attached to it. And now let's run the same commands again. You can see that there is a dev vdb added. Let me go ahead and format the dev vdb. What this would do is this would create some statistics that you can see on Solidfire. Solidfire has a great UI with monitoring. So if I click on this particular button, you can see the list of statistics, the IOPS that's happening with the volume currently. So let me go ahead and run this command and go back to the Solidfire UI. You should be seeing bytes go up here very soon. There you go. You can, so basically the VM is writing data into this particular volume, and that's what you can see in this graph. So the file system make has been done. So now I can mount this particular volume and use it as any mount point. Let me go ahead and show you some more stuff that you can do with this volume through Platform and through Solidfire. So going back to Solidfire page, there is an option for quality of service. You can select this edit volume button and change your burst IOP rate if, for example, you're going to use a lot more IOPS on this particular volume. So I can set it to 18,000, for example, and I would also have to increase, say, max IOPS and save changes. So if you look at QoS for the volume that I modified, it has already changed, which means that without anything now, your volume is going to run at that speed and be able to access that many IOPS. It's still mounted and it's still usable. I will show that to you again. So you still have the dev/vdb. To detach a volume, it's as simple as clicking on the volume and snapshots and clicking on the edit button. You can go to attachment operations and detach this. You can also do the same uh, through the VM page, the instances page. You can see that the volume is now back to available. And take a look at the name of the volume. It's a UUID. And if you notice it closely, it's the same UUID that OpenStack created for this volume. This means that the UUID created by OpenStack gets propagated through Solidfire drivers to Solidfire device itself. Let's go back and see 1312, the monitoring page. You can see that the graph shows it's again dropped back to no usage. Let's go and see how to delete a volume. Clicking on the delete action and confirming deletes this particular volume, and we can make sure that it has gone from the Solidfire UI. Let me refresh this page. You can see that 1312, which was here, is now gone away. That's it for the Solidfire Cinder configuration demo with Platform 9 for today. Thank you.